this is where real faith in your eternal nature is. That when you close like that, or something closes in, so you can have something close in you, but you can know it's not you, so you don't function from the closure. That's something entirely different. Or something can close in you, and you know you've done the closing, you've wrapped everything back up, right? Because you know what's coming is the end of what you believed is real. Is this too much on day one for everyone? What's coming is at the end of what you believed is real. It's the end of the world. In you, possibly, more than likely, on the outside. If it was the end of the world in everyone inside, it would be the end of the world for everyone outside. What would that mean? An evolutionary new energy would create new forms. That's what it would mean. Profound love light would suddenly exist, individualized in the collective. That's what it would mean. New shapes of all things would emerge from the unseen that everyone's been denying for thousands of years. I am the unseen. I am not what you see. How am I? I am nothing. How am I? I am full. How am I? Are you really interested? I am completely and absolutely empty of all attachment to what happens, because I create what happens. That's how I am. Do you see what I'm saying? Feel how alive that is. So then the end of the world is the end of your old belief structure, and the freeing of you is consciousness to create a new self-expression that never ever existed before. But you've got to get this clear. If it never existed before, then you no longer can exist in anything that existed before. And then you have to get really clear about that, because it's going to piss you off. Right? Constantly. Do you see what I mean? Parts of yourself. Self-mastery is knowing yourself to the degree that you know what all that closure and stuff is, but you're not even functioning from it. You're far too interested in this nothing place that's happening in here that's creating this something place that's out here brand new. You're far more interested in that. You're putting all your attention on that. And what that will do is, and you have to listen to this, what that will do is, because you're all in this to some degree, it will bring greater pressure in your life. Greater pressure in your life around intimacy, relationships, creativity, the rent, the mortgage, the this, it'll bring pressure around everything. It's the unseen coming up through what used to be your ground. And anybody in an earthquake realizes, my God, that ground isn't as solid and real as I thought it was. That's the beauty of being in an earthquake. And even people being in an earthquake tend to go back and grab the old and rebuild the old. Won't work. So we're looking at the return of what we are into the deep, in what we become in our expressions. So form, our expression, can always be immediately what we are being inside. Deep, real, alive, open, expressive of everything that we are, with no need for it to have any basis in history, but to have a ground in infinite being. That's great love. That's what everyone really wants. but it's a total transformation of the individual, actually that leads to the total transformation of the human psyche. So that's why you have pressure. One of the things I noticed looking at the tsunami in Japan, amongst all that wreckage and carnage and pictures everywhere and artifacts everywhere and dolls and toys and amongst all that carnage, there was one man that I saw who was interviewed, and he was so grateful for life itself. This is the whole point. The whole point is the only thing that has any value in a human life is life itself, and not the things that we create and then try to draw life out of. You can't draw life out of things. You can only be the life of all things. That will create a new humanity. Follow? That's what's so good. Well, the goodness that can come out of devastation, if one is vulnerable enough to allow it in. All these forms that I believe, all my comforts, all of my comforts, actually have no value whatsoever. They are secondary or way down the scale of what really has value and effects a change in the consciousness of humanity and in the consciousness of the universe. Life lived fully as love affects a change of consciousness, not its things. Its things are just mirrors of what you value in yourself.